Welcome to another exciting episode of Florida Trail Cam Adventures. Now this is the Prince of the Forest, and he goes by the nickname of Tank, and he's by far the largest buck that roams these woods. Apparently, Tank has company tonight. That's unusual to see. Big dominant bucks will sometimes hang out in their own social groups. Well, it appears that Tank's got more company with him tonight, because I just seen, two more bucks, good sized ones too, hanging with Tank. And there's Tank right there bringing up the rear, letting the young bucks go out front. This is a place I call Turkey Ridge, where large numbers of turkeys will often occupy this area. Over by that far tree there appears to be a bunch of big mature gobblers all blowed up and displaying their feathers in a show of dominance over the others. Like the big bucks who have large antlers, big mature gobblers will have extremely long beards that hang off their chest. And for each year that they grow, the beard grows longer. Immature gobblers or jakes will often be scolded by the much more dominant birds, so they know their pecking order in the ranks. But they too have to be vigilant because danger is around every corner and behind every tree. Down at one of the local watering holes, we now see two families of does with their yearlings, and they're just about to lose their spots. Later on at the watering hole, some very young turkeys show up, and most likely it's this year's hatch from the spring. I don't see any mature hens with them, so they're definitely winged and on their own, which unfortunately, due to their inexperience, are prime targets for predators. But as always, there is safety in numbers, and turkeys have the sharpest eyes of any animal in the woods. In their peripheral vision, they can see 360 degrees from any position. Most likely, this young group of turkeys will stay together as a family group for the rest of their lives. But they must always stay alert because danger is never far away. On camera 3, I'm able to capture some of these big gobblers that roam this area of the woods. These are magnificent birds of the forest. And as always, the younger jakes are bringing up the rear behind the big gobblers, mostly in fear of retaliation, and they know their place in the pecking order. But they too one day will be at the top. A nice 6-point buck has come down here to get him a midnight drink, but he looks quite nervous, as if he smells something. Most likely a coyote or bobcat has urinated on that tree to mark his territory, and that's what spooked him off. Here's a great shot of a nice 8-point, but if you look back behind him, you can see the Prince of the Forest, Tank. Yeah, the big 10 points back in there. And that 8 points following him. Amazing to see these big deer in the daytime. This is one of the things I really worried about seeing. Since the hurricane, there's so much debris and trees down in these main game trails that if a deer has to evade a predator, it's very easy for them to get injured. And this deer is licking a wound, and it looks like a puncture mark from a limb. And he's kind of limping a little bit, and if you stop here you can really see the wound there above his leg. Now the rut's fixing to start here this next month, and these deer are going to be running all over these woods like crazy. So I predict there's going to be a lot of injuries and a lot of hurt deer this year just because of that. But I guess there's nothing you can really do. Now this is another first for me. I got a red-tailed hawk down here at the watering pond, and he must have triggered the camera when he flew down. He's trying to make sure the coast is clear before he gets into the pond to take a bath. But unfortunately, the camera didn't get to finish the rest of his bath. But this is what I got.